another AMC video. And before I forget, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only and educational purposes as well. And if you like this video, definitely subscribe, do a thumbs up. It helps out moving out this message to other people who have AMC shares and are in the movement of the apes as well. Well, what I have to say on Friday, wow. I did tweet out and bring out a saying we're going to hit, it looked like my forecast was about 23. And I said, and we were going to hit the high of 25. Way off on the 25. I was way off on that one. We did hit the 20, I think it was like 23, 90 cents or something like that. And then we just shot up and it kept on moving. And I thought maybe if we closed at 27, we are in a great situation. So what I did say is in my previous video, I was saying if we did move to 25, that 25.50, that will show to the hedge funds we are in an upward trend. And they are going to more likely start buying into that. And it did. They start buying into it once they get to 25.50. Then I said if we got into 27, we will be in a very good trend. It's a very good movement. We have showed that we are in control. And we got to the 27 and we went up to the 30. And wow. I'm basically just mind blown on this. Woo. Yeah, let's look at I have bit the bullet and I have bought a Ortex, and I have I'm looking at the data. We are still at a 20%. We were at 21, but we are still at a 20%. Wow, it is, talk about, this is insane. They have gotten to the top of the 20%, and I'm still struggling. I'm on this one, trying to figure out, but the loans, definitely put in the comments what these loans, on loan and on loan on average, the dates. What to me, this is telling me is the loans are going up. That, I haven't heard anyone talk about this, but that's just interesting. The loans are going up, and the average date is going down a little bit. So I'm still learning all these little movements and everything like that. Let's get into what happened. Well, remember we had that hedge fund that closed, and they had a huge amount of shorts of AMC, one of the biggest on their portfolio. They even had Bed and Bath and Beyond, that, and BlackBerry. And then after that, GameStop, I forgot about mentioning that too. GameStop was on this list as well. And I think I even seen in here, nope, I'm wrong. But talk about, could we have seen that 4,000 shares coming back in the market, or 4 million shares, 4 million shares coming back in the market yesterday? That could be the reasoning why it went up as well. But I think it was a lot, looking at the Ortex data, it was a lot to do with, we had a lot of buying movement. Now, we were at, I believe it was 106 million shares that were being borrowed for shorting. And now we're at 104 million. So that said, that could have been some of the stuff coming back into the market. Just saying. Now, let's get into the other thing too. We have basically the squeeze. We did squeeze back up, and that was another thing that a lot of people are talking about, because the hedge funds had to, the companies were shorting it because it went down and it was doing a short well, not short squeeze, but it was basically the shorts were squeezing down the apes. Really, that was basically what was happening. Oh, let's look at the chart here. Oh, so, sorry, my chart is, and what a wonderful day on this one. We are getting a sell signal, but keep in mind we have a long-term green signal saying we are still in control. We are still doing a very well control. We had a strong sell signal here, but you know what? These signals are a little bit leery on that part, because if I sold here, well, what happened? Pop all the way up. Uh, Massive shot up. So, and you could see it didn't know what to do. It was just like these signals were just like boom. I don't know what's going on. This is what happened last time in the gamma squeeze. It did not know what's going to go on. It was like, this is not making sense mathematically. It's not making sense, but everything's going on in the background. So AMC is a totally crazy ballpark. Now let's look in the future. In a 4-hour chart, I'm looking at the 4-hour chart, and we have a strong buy signal. Still a very, very strong buy signal. And we have a momentum. It sort of got, the money got up in the top there, and it's going to be starting to drop down. That said, what you have to keep in mind, we had those peaks right here as well, and it kept on moving forward. So these don't really take 100% on that. It's just signals. But we have here the Tesla signal too. It was a buy signal here. And let's go into daily candles here. The daily candles are as well. We have seen the money flow is not out. It's not out of control. We are going into a very solid system right there. And you can see the Tesla signal right here gave us a buy signal. That one gave us a buy signal. We had a lot of buy signals, and we are still in the daily candle of buy signal. What we have reached on the bottom right here as well. Great, great movements. Let's go into what I see us happening in the future. Well, what's going to happen in the future? We're going to see we have to break over $32. After the $32, we'll have to break over the $40 as well. And then there's really not much. There's some like little resistance packs right in here. But once we reach once we break that 40, we're probably going to shoot right up to the 52 and right in the 50s. And then the 52 is a very solid resistance. And then we have the famous 60. The 60 is a hard resistance, and that is going to be the breakout point. Once we hit the 60, then we're going to be, we don't know what's going to happen then. It's going to be crazy. We're probably going to have, what is it? Somebody was saying, I'm trying to think of the Bang Bang candles. I think that's what Trey always says. And everyone's saying this is a really momentum. We're just doing it for the short squeeze. Let's look at this. Last night, 121 million total onto Spider-Man No Way Home. It was the biggest day of a live. This is like the biggest one. So in the earnings, Jurassic Park World. Wow, this is really crazy. Keep in mind, this is AMC's bread and butter. They make a lot of movies, and they bring out a lot of movies coming out, and they are bringing a lot of good movies as well. You have Matrix coming out, and I believe it's coming out, was it next week or 2 weeks? And you have a, was it Kingman? You have that one coming out, and they're saying that's really good reviews as well. The Spider-Man is that one's a really good one, and then there's another one. I'm trying to remember. Definitely put in the comments which one I'm forgetting. But there's a lot of good ones that are coming out that are going to just burst AMC's revenue. Now, I always hear people saying, well, yeah, ticket sales is not where they make their money at. They make their money at popcorn. Well, yeah, they do make their money out of popcorn, but they do make margin off of ticket sales. You got to keep in mind that to get them in the door is number one. To get them to, how can you sell popcorn to a person if they're not in the door? So I hear that excuse all the time. Well, that doesn't make sense. Whatever. That makes totally sense. You want to look at the ticket sales, and then you can predict the future onto AMC. That's the standard with AMC's. And then you have their competition is going, they are hurting. And where's their stack? Why isn't Main Street media talking about them? Well, there's a reason why. Because they don't have shorts to the wazoo. And this is interesting as well. This is interesting what I have said onto up here. I'm sorry, getting into way ahead of myself. Ken is under investigation. One person was tweeting about this and saying, well, have you ever noticed Ken hasn't been using his private planes? Ken hasn't been using his. Is he already arrested and we just don't know it? So this is interesting. That could be reasoning why we are seeing this movement going on. We can see the shares going up because of this. That said, let's 5.6 million shares are available to short. Let's go down here. This is interesting. I'm looking at this. You have 5 million shares. And over the weekend, no. There was some coming back. That's interesting. What I'm wondering if they're just sort of buying it back a little bit. This was after hours. Keep in mind, boom. They were buying that back. So I'm predicting we should be seeing a green day. Then we should be consolidating. And I'm hoping we do consolidate because then we will have a very strong, on the 4-hour candle, I'm hoping we'll come up a little bit and then we'll consolidate and come back down here to get that money flow back down to a little bit a common area so we don't have such a money flow going in. Everyone's going to be like, because this tells me we're going to go down, but we could have this little loop right there, poopy-doo, on that part. This, I had a reasoning I was going to point that out, and I'm going to be bringing out another video. There's another one I'm going to be having talking about the buy button. And I think the buy button, there's some rumors out there talking about the buy button is a good thing. There's some people saying, there's a lot of people saying it's a bad thing. I don't know. And I'll bring out this video next, and I'll bring it out explaining my theory onto the buy button and what we need to react and what we need to do onto the buy button. So that said, definitely subscribe. If you like this video, definitely do a thumbs up. Helps out and helps share with your friends. Definitely share with other apes to show them what's going on with AMC. Blah, blah, blah. Peace out.